buying was a choice, I think that would be the most effective, but I do prefer my car when there's free parking.
How do you think cars and buses affect the environment?
I think there's too many cars now. Those APR percentage rates are really low, so people are buying vehicles, so we have more pollution due to vehicles and buses.
What are some things you do to protect the environment?
I have an amazing group of young people that run a service learning club at DeVry Advantage Academy, and they need your help to collect donations to make a little dent in world hunger and local hunger called the Hunger Games. It's this Thursday, May 21st, after school. Please bring some donations. Thank you.
How do you get to work or school today?
I drove.
What
I
is-
also drove.
What is your most preferred method of transportation?
It depends. During the week, I typically use my car. On the weekends, I typically ride my bike or walk.
You know, did you see Twin Day? Like when we dressed alike? Because that's my answer too. I do not, during nice weather, ever drive in my town. I bike, my car stays in my garage.
How do you think cars and buses affect the environment?
Well, the emissions, right, with the greenhouse gas, it's a pretty negative impact, particularly with all the gasoline that it requires. I think that buses are better than cars just because you're moving more people for the bad environmental output.
And it bothers me very much. I have a farm, a lot of people know, and I consider myself an environmentalist, and I have bought a car that is a hybrid car so that I'm contributing less even though I do drive.
What are some things you do to protect the environment?
I recycle, and I've been learning how to ride a bike. So last year I had divvy, and I was a terrible bike rider, and I had to like go back to the parking lots by elementary schools to practice. But I just bought my own bike 2 weeks ago, and actually my goal is for during the summer to only ride my bike to work. We'll see if I can hit that.
I do those things. I also have a rain barrel and a compost pile, and you know, I'm always really careful about recycling.
Bike and you only pay for it once. You don't have to pay for gas, and usually air is like 25 cents. So it's pretty reliable also, and it's physical fitness, so you get those muscles pumping. So yeah.
They're not as reliable because sometimes they can give out on you and you will have to take them to the shop to get fixed, which costs money. But they also cost money to buy more than bikes. So having a car is not as reliable as a bike or taking a bus, but it is reliable. Gas is bad for the environment. People can carpool so they use less gas and don't have to pay as much.
Another form of transportation. You don't have to worry about paying for anything. It's really environmental, and not only is it environmental, but you also get a form of exercise, physical fitness, which really helps.
Oh my God, you had your glasses on, Mr. Nicholas? Wow, you should be a detective, you know that? Walk up by.
Go. How do you get to work every day?
I drive.
What is your most preferred method of transportation?
Driving?
Why?
Because I can go wherever I want and I have my freedom.
Why don't you walk?
Because it's too far.
Why don't you ride a bike?
I'm too fat.
How do you think cars and buses affect the environment?
Oh, cars and buses are definitely better for the environment because you can put more people on there for less pollution.
What are some things you do to protect the environment?
I haven't filled my swimming pool this year. No, wow.
Do you recycle?
I would recycle paper, but I was told that the paper wasn't being recycled; it was being thrown into the garbage. And since I live alone, I really don't have any significant plastic or aluminum. But if I had a lot of it, I would definitely recycle it.
Okay.
Is that fair?
Yeah. never forget buses and trains are always an option in Chicago. Did you know that buses transport nearly half of the people on the road? In fact, buses downtown carry as many people as 23 cars, according to the mayor's report. In the city of Chicago, there are 1,200 CTA rail cars, 224 miles of L-track, 1,780 CTA buses. In fact, there were 532 million CTA rides in 2011. Be one of the 36% transit riders that are car-free and save a lot of money. Some of the goals the city has is to increase average daily transit ridership, make Chicago the most bike and pedestrian-friendly city in the country, and reduce municipal fossil fuel consumption by 10%. In fact, New York has similar goals and is promoting these goals by keeping their train rides reasonable.